We're back from the show floor at Apex, IPC Apex 2025 in the Decode podcast recording booth, and we have Andrew Scheuermann with us today
Nailed
from
it.
Arch. I was practicing all night. From Arch Systems. Welcome to our booth, and why don't you go ahead and give us a little rundown of exactly what goes on at Arch Systems, and I think we're going to hear for the first time, maybe the second time, those two letters, AI. Everybody wants to talk AI, and I think you might be a good guy to hit that off for us.
I can handle that. Yeah, thanks for having me on the Decode. It's great to be here.
Welcome.
So Arch is a software and AI company. We help guide manufacturers on how to fix defects, downtimes, deviations in the factory. So you have a downtime. What's the cause of it? Can AI help you figure that out? What steps should you take? The end result is, can you squeeze your mean time to repair? Can you get your lines back up faster, fix defects faster with the people you have?
So it sounds to me like your product is really focused on process efficiency and kind of squeezing every bit of useful time out of your lines and your equipment, and making sure that if there are, I guess, time killers in your process, you identify them and then use software and technology to rectify them.
You could say we squeeze machines. I think hopefully we enable people,
Sure. Okay.
who, increasingly in the factory.
If you prefer describing it that way, I guess.
Yeah, machines are okay to squeeze, right?
Yeah,
we get more from this machine. No, I mean, increasingly, we don't have enough experts in the factory who have been there 20 plus years and just know, I know every error code off the top of my head.
Yeah.
2252, I saw that one last week, right? My dad was one of those people who just hear it. Oh, I know exactly what's wrong. 2 weeks for the bearing, this error code, right? We don't have enough of those people anymore. But AI can read the data, it can read the manuals, it can read the books, and so it can help someone with just 2 years experience be able to operate like 10 years experience. And that can really help them. And
you said something I think is important to note, that your system is designed to help the employees, help not replace, right? You're trying to make the people more productive, not use some software that invalidates them. You're actually going to, the goal is to make them better at their job, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, the new AI, have you guys used ChatGPT at all?
Sure.
Your phone, it's impressive, right? And sometimes it does something funny. It's only halfway there. So we build like an industrial grade AI that you can really trust. But among other things, it has that same power of ChatGPT under the hood, right? To think about things. And sometimes it is a little scary because it's so powerful. But yeah, I think we get to have a choice. Like, how do we want to use it? And at Arch, the way we want to use it is help people go beyond their years, right? So people that are in that 30 years, we say, like, please help us structure the data, share some of your knowledge to the system. And people who are 2, 3, 4 years experience, let us bring you a guided action to fix a downtime, fix a defect faster.
What's weird too is every selective solder I've bought, it seems like I've had to hire 2 employees, right? At least, because I need now more people are placing on parts, right? And I need more operators to run the machines, and then you got to have maintenance. So it's like this automation actually brings jobs.
No doubt.
Don't get me wrong; it can eliminate some things, right? But we've always adapted as a society for automation and technology, and those people still end up working other places, right?
I like to say we should use AI. You have to decide. You have to work with companies and people you trust, right? And I think employees want to trust their employers. Are you going to use it the right way, right? But what we should be doing is the dull, dirty, dangerous, or disappearing. It's like all those jobs that you don't want. One of those, for example, is our software completely labels what a downtime is, like finds the root cause. Only in the really big factories does anyone have that job, because it's like most factories, I don't have time to do a nice report on what the downtimes were, right? So most factories, that job doesn't even exist, and I don't have people to do it. And in big factories, they do, but those people would love to be doing something else, right?
Can you give us an example of one area that you found that was a downtime and then the root cause of it?
Yeah, exactly. So, imagine you're standing at the SMT line through, mid-end, whatever it is, it's down. And there's probably multiple of these red lights just blinking, right? And imagine you're a 2-year experienced person instead of 10-year who kind of smells it. Like, I can smell from over here. It's the wave solder, right? It's like, okay, they're like going to each one. This one is Fuji. Oh, this one's a Koyoung. Where do I even click the button? They're going through. It's taking time. That's the world we're in today. They finally figure it out. And again, and especially in larger companies, they're required to fill out a pretty annoying form about that.
Yeah.
In small companies, they just skip that. I don't have time, right?
Right.
So yeah, an example of how our software would work is we would be connected to the machine's data. If they have an MES, we can read that too. And optionally, people can just take pictures and even talk to it. So all 3 data sets was like the voice of the machine, voice of the operator, right? You can throw it in. And so in one example, the machine are throwing off error codes. AI is great at that, right? It looks through and it goes, I see the wave solder's the problem. It tells you, go right to that machine, do this. Another example, somebody takes a picture and they go, there's a weird smell coming from this, right? And we have the AI, it's got access to the manuals and other things. So it can, that's a clue. And it finds the downtime reason and auto labels it, right?
That's pretty cool. And it's kind of wild, too, to think about multiple different manufacturers being able to communicate together, right? Which they do not do, right?
Right.
Oven guy says, I make the oven. Pick and place guys, hey, man, that's either a printer problem or reflow. Like, they're always trying to pick and prove, which one. But to be able to have something that shows you, okay, let's find the root cause of this, what's going down here.
Exactly.
He just took a Six Sigma lean class after I got my certification.
Very nice.
But
First and second.
Yeah. But I could, do you see how like that would be beneficial?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it looks at things holistically rather than let's start here and kind of systematically walk through every piece of equipment. Why not just start looking at the entire picture and use the resources that you already have, amalgamate them into one pot, being, this system that considers all the manuals, all the experiential factors, and it's just a huge cheat code, really.
What little just example of that, because people do get really excited. They ask, like, we work with some of the biggest brands in terms of the manufacturers, like Flex and Jabil and Plexus and Harman, right? And they say, do you have the right to share data? Not with every customer, but with many of them, we do have the right to anonymize aggregated knowledge. And then, of course, outside of the systems, we hire, and in my own team, we hire some of the best process engineers. So those people can put knowledge in the system. They can join our team, which is even exciting,
Right.
So yeah, we had an example we shared in a video a couple weeks ago where, it's telling you there's a downtime and it's at the pick and place. And it's telling you, okay, check out the nozzle, do da-da-da, right? And then somebody, it could be in a different site. The example we gave was a site in Israel. Guy in Hebrew says, okay, I see the problem. I'm going to skip the nozzle so the line keeps running, and I'm going to go check for it, a part.
Yeah.
So he puts in some, expert knowledge. Like, I know how to keep the line running while I fix this thing. And then we showed how the next time the AI runs, expert put in some wisdom. I'm going to pull that in, and it gets pulled into the recommendation so somebody else can get that knowledge
And
too.
what I really love about all that is there's no blaming. So a lot of the starting employees will get like they'll feel offended or like you're attacking them, right? And you're not doing anything like that. It's the process, right?
Yeah.
And so that's what this is addressing is the process. It's very cool.
Yeah.
It sounds really expensive. I'm not going to lie.
Back to squeezing machines, we I feel like we have a sometimes people laugh. We have a patented algorithm called machine of blame. So sometimes we blame which machine it is, but yeah, we don't ever blame people because the people in the factory are like who we need to enable to do this. And even the machine, it's not about, we never blame it. Oh, this machine or that machine vendor is bad, but just right now, this specific issue, where is it coming from? How do you find it? Is it really expensive? No, I don't think it is. It was expensive to build. So, we've raised historically around $30 million at Arch.
Wow.
So we spent a lot of money to build it.
Wow.
But the idea is it's extremely valuable. Lots of electronics manufacturers and others. And so, we were able to raise money from investors to build it. And I don't know, order of magnitude, it's in the thousands of dollars. It can get to 10,000, but per line per year, order of magnitude. So if you compare that to buying a new machine, it's like a tenth of a new machine for a whole year to have this capability. So when you think about how much you save, typically if you're able to save 2-3% efficiency, it's going to pay for itself. And if you can get 20, 30, 40%, as a lot of our customers have, it's paying itself many times over, right? So it was expensive to build, but it's not expensive. It's software. So it's not so expensive for us to give the next person a copy. And so in that regard, it's very effective.
That's cool. I like it.
Sounds like a pretty solid value proposition there. Well, this has been great being able to chat with you and learn a bit more about what's going on at Arch. And we hope you have a great show, and we appreciate you coming on with us.
Yes, thank you.
It's been great.